good? It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner, jodyscorner.com. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I am Jody Joe. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to watch me. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review of Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey, or Birds of Prey and the title that you guys know. So the Harley Quinn movie is based on Harley Quinn breaking up with Mr. J, and she's finding her own emancipation. And then some other characters come along for the ride. So this is a film that takes place within the confinements of the past and present, because if she's dealing with her past, Mr. J, the Joker, that automatically takes you back towards Suicide Squad. So all that stuff happened, as you guys know. So Harley has to figure out to survive, because there's lots of people that are after her since the breakup of good old Mr. J. That's the film. And this is about getting her emancipation, her being the lady that she is, the boss dog, the bad chick. I think that there was a lot of doubt with this film when it came out. The trailer, when the trailer first dropped, there was doubt. Before the trailer dropped, it was like, hey, let's give it a shot. You know, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker film came out, and that thing blew shockwaves through the industry, you know, winning all these awards, getting all this high praise. And I think that Joker's release made a lot more people more open-minded to Harley Quinn coming out and potentially becoming successful or being a disaster. But more people were kind of giving it a chance. When those first two trailers came out, a lot more people had like more of a sour taste in their mouth because they saw things they didn't like. You know, in the trailers, there was issues of people saying Zaz looks weird. Black Mask is completely emasculated and he looks sus. And what the heck is going on? And then, you know, there's stuff around them being confirmed gay, even though the comic book characters aren't gay, and some people didn't like that. And about why is it called Birds of Prey when Harley Quinn is in all of the trailer shots? And oh my God, what is that Cassandra Cain doing? And I was hearing this thing because I'm not a Birds of Prey fan. You know, I like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad film. She's one of three characters that I actually liked. I like Will Smith's Deadshot. I liked Harley Quinn's. I like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and I like Viola Davis's Amanda Waller. That about it. So I was naturally willing to give this a chance, but at the same time, the fact that this movie was made, I was completely against it. I didn't think that it needed to be made, because what does it have to offer when you're talking about stuff that happened in the past? What I mean by happening in the past is that she's actually has a film and she was in Suicide Squad. So what are we doing here? And then I saw the trailers. I was like, nah, I have absolutely no hype, no expectations for this movie. But at the same time, I hope the movie is good. And there was a possibility that this movie was good. You were hearing things about artistic style, and you're hearing things about it's a lot of fun. And that had me like, all right, well, shoot, let's go see what happens. So went to go see it. And it was an experience, that's for sure. I'll say that I can understand completely how some people see this movie as a great fun time, because I can tell that there were scenes put into this film and issues and stories and characters written into this film to portray that, to be fun and to make the audience entertained. And there were some scenes in here that did that for me, but a lot of them didn't work. It's like seeing a movie that's supposed to be fun and outgoing, but just isn't. It's like this movie is the guy who the parents love a lot, who has rich parents, comes around the real cool kids, but the guy is known as being really funny, and he comes around the cool kids and cracks a lot of jokes, and the cool kids just don't find them funny. Like a person who is known for being funny and puts his A game out there, cracking jokes here and there, and people are just like, oh, that's good for you. That's what this movie was. It was like, oh, okay, oh, that's cool. Oh, uh-huh. What else? This movie, for me, had me wanting a lot more. This movie, in my opinion, didn't need to be made. And that's me after seeing the film. That's the true crime here, is that millions, hundreds of millions of dollars has been essentially hundreds of $1,000,000, thousands of man hours, and all this creative juice completely wasted when it comes to progressing the DC universe. This film is very much a product of 2016. It is very much a product of that. There's moments in Suicide Squad that I like more than this film. Let's go over the characters. Harley Quinn. She is charismatic. She's a good actress. Margot Robbie is. And her character was okay. But at this point, in this film, she was annoying. The fight scenes, a lot of hype around the John Wick cast, John Wick choreographers doing this movie with them and doing some of the choreography. I see the moves. I see the choreography as being very compelling if executed right. Now, I'm not going to say because they're women they couldn't do these stunts, but I think it's because that's all I got. There's lazy, mistimed, poorly executed action sequences to the point where you're looking at the guy who gets beat up, say Harley Quinn is doing her thing and she hits you with this and hits you with that, and the guy's getting hit. He's like, there's a whole lot of this waiting around for the slow, mistimed actress to finish her fight sequence. So now the whole fighting scene looks dumb because the henchman's sitting here like this, still waiting for you to get your shit right. It's sloppy. It's sloppy. It's good choreography executed terribly. And then it gets unbelievable. These women doing certain things. There's scenes where certain character is in a sticky situation, and the way she gets out of it is just, okay, that's what you just, okay, fine, that's fine, cool, I'm game. So there was a point during this film where I had to really, my expectations were low coming into it. Once I started to see about 20 minutes in, I started to see what this film was. And then the expectations went a little bit lower. I had to lower my expectations with already low expectations in the first act of this movie. And it helped a little bit. Cassandra Cain is my biggest problem with this film. I do not know the character, but I know people who know the character who tell me that she why is she in this movie? She reminds me of the character. She reminds me of like the wannabe Dr. Jones. Not because she's Asian, but because she's that kooky, weird, once again, trying to be funny little kid who always is in the shenanigans and is always stuck like glue to a certain character and you're just like wondering, why are you here? Why are you in this movie? Why? And what makes it works is that she's nothing and absolutely nothing. Based on what I've heard from people who actually read, Cassandra Cain is nothing like the real Cassandra Cain. I mean, nothing. So she was my least favorite character. Black Canary. She had a story to her that was okay. And her character made decisions in this film that were questionable, and I didn't really gravitate to her as much as I should have. And I thought that she was just bland. She was just, there's a scene where she's having a dialogue with Renee Montoya, and it's wooden. It's very boring, and you see she's trying, but she just doesn't hit the mark. And I'm like, ugh. But she's trying though. She has that effort, but I don't feel her character. Renee Montoya, the detective, wash, purposeless. I just didn't care about her story arc. And my favorite character, even more than Harley Quinn, was Huntress. Huntress was my favorite character because of the type of person that she was in this film. Her demeanor, her background, and the way she dealt with certain situations rubbed me the right way. I liked her. She wasn't great, but she's the best of the bunch. And I thought that she was okay. She was good. I'll say she did a good job. I'm fine with it. But my biggest problem is that there's just not enough of the Birds of Prey. This is very much Harley Quinn's film. I do not know why they even put the Birds of Prey thing on there. And this is very much, very, very much Harley Quinn's movie. This is a Harley Quinn film. And the Birds of Prey are just useless, overexposed at times, yet not given enough credit. Women that you just can't see them fighting or taking down anybody in Gotham. Like you see what they can do. You see what these women are capable of, and you see how they interact with one another, and you don't buy it. There's no way. After the movie was over, I'm like, all y'all finna be murdered tomorrow. Like all of y'all. None of y'all are worth a film, a TV show, nothing. Someone's coming right now to kill you all. So I hope you had fun, but it's about to be over. It's one of those, like, you try to compare them to other DC, and I'm like, what are you guys? They chose to do things with these characters that doesn't make sense to me. And because they chose to, spoiler free. So, style, great. Cinematography, okay. Direction. So, Kathy Yan directed this thing, and I'll say this. I think that Kathy Yan did a good job. I really do. I don't put a lot of fault on her besides the way those fighting sequences were really hard to swallow. The action, every action scene was hard to swallow. And I'll give credit here. There was a nice amount of action in this movie. It's just, you know how certain films like Winter Soldier, Wonder Woman, Avengers, Endgame, and Black Panther, and Civil War, and Man of Steel, and Aquaman, films like that, lots of action. Those films are Frosted Flakes with marshmallows action. Like, yeah, it's delicious. Give me another bowl, please. And it's a lot of it. This film's action is Kix cereal. No sugar, no honey, and no whole milk. Kix cereal with reduced fat milk, where it's transparent. You can see through it. And it's a big bowl. Big. And you're like, oh God, I'm full. Thank you. And they're like, oh, you're full? Okay. Here's another bowl. Oh, okay. So the action was a problem for me, and that I'm putting that on Kathy Ann's shoulders. But besides that, she knows how to work that camera. And there's some very nice shots that she got, and I think she did a good job with, directing these actresses. I think she did a good job. Number one issue here is the writer, Christina Hudson. So this is female-led, female cast, female director, female writer, all women. Okay, so that's cool. Writer is Christina Hudson, and she did a atrocious job here. The script is the weakest part of this movie, and the script is the reason why I do not like this film. Christina Hudson chose to tell this story in a certain way, and I believe the way she chose to tell this story was a huge mistake. Very huge mistake, because at times, even for me, I had issues knowing what scene was taking place during what time. And it's not a lack of paying attention. It's just that the way the editing takes an L here too. It's just the way it was put together and the way she chose to tell the story. She relied too much upon a certain type of storytelling. I don't want to give it away, but there's a certain type of storytelling that could make or break a film. Martin Scorsese knows how to use this certain type of storytelling to the maximum potential, and other people do not. And this is a case we're using this type of storytelling just doesn't work. And it is the highlight of why this film failed within the first act. It was a mess. It was very messy. Even though things came together, it just became sloppy. So I really don't like this story. I do not like the script. I do not like a single last one of these characters in this movie, aside from Huntress. Black Mask. Black Mask had a couple of scenes. This is rated R now. There's a couple of scenes where it does go there. That was refreshing to see. Kudos. There's a couple of scenes that was like, okay, this dude is flamboyant and looks like a weirdo emo sissy. But there's some scenes where things get dark. But I'm not even going to accredit that to him per se. You see the film, you'll know what I'm talking about. Him as a character was funny. Black Mask was funny. He was entertaining and he was funny. That's my take on the character. Is he menacing? Is he a good villain? Heck no. Victor Zsasz. He was a kooky weirdo, but he acted the heck out of that role. I'm going to add him with Huntress as another character that I liked in this movie. I enjoyed Victor Zsasz because he sold to me that he was, on the outside you would mistake him for something else, but on the inside there's a switch he could hit, and it just was believable on film to me. It was believable in his scenes, his voice, his intense eyes, just his really good way of selling a very intimidating person, and I bought it. So I'm definitely down with some Victor Zsasz. So takeaways. I'm taking away Victor Zsasz, and I'm taking away Huntress. Those come with me. Everybody else, you stay. This movie shouldn't have been made. And that's probably the real sad thing, is that DC deserves better than this. And we were on a roll. And I said, you guys know how I feel. I said, let this weak movie come out. It's going to be weak. I don't think it's going to be good. Let it come out. Let it happen. Move on. Wonder Woman. And you know what? What's up with that Wonder Woman, bro? I'm ready. June 5th can't come quick enough. This shit is out of sight and it's out of mind. Now, I know some of you guys will try to hold the whole entire universe down based on this film. And you guys absolutely have that right. But trust me when I tell you, this shit is the only... Here's my excuse of why this came out. And this is what I believe. I believe that because of Margot Robbie's relationship with Warner Brothers, which is a good one, and she's delivered some very good films for Warner Brothers, I believe Warner Brothers said, yo, look, we believe in you. What you want to do? Want your own movie? Okay, that's fine. Go for it. They need to stop that. Warner Brothers needs to slow down on that and start to worry and start to think about the bigger picture. And I applaud Warner Brothers for having a very great relationship with their actors and directors. They allow directors to create stories. You know, there's corporate muddling anywhere you go, but I think that Warner Brothers is more open to letting directors make their vision and make their passion and supporting them. And they do that with their star actors as well, in my opinion. And I believe here's an opportunity. Here's a instance where that didn't work. You know, they had that great relationship. This is completely hearsay. This is the only logic that I bring to the situation of why we have this useless, pointless Birds of Prey film. And I think it just wasn't a good look, and it was a misstep in my opinion. This film does nothing for the future of the universe. I wish this never came out. I never wanted this, and after seeing it, I was right to never want this. Yes, there's some very punky, spunky, weirdo, and fun-loving and pop people and people who don't care about script and dialogue and storytelling and driven characters and all that who will come and love this movie to death. And there's some people that just have difference of opinion who will love this movie to death. And I do not fault you for liking this film. But as far as getting these characters done right how they are supposed to be, not even trying to mirror them from the comics, but there's just certain things you shouldn't play with. And they played with them, and it just, you know, you can play with it. Let's see where it goes. And it didn't really go. It didn't pay off. So they should have just kept it to keeping it like the characters, more like the comic book and less like 2020. So overall, the script of this movie was weak. The direction was okay. The editing of this movie was kind of weak. The choreography of this movie was stellar. The execution of said choreography by these actresses and stunt doubles was terrible. And these girls, these women are just not my cup of tea to save anyone's universe, to do anything on any level, because they're a train wreck, and it's not in the good way. Not in the good way. You guys will know when you see the film. But for me, I think that Birds of Prey could have done something great with the opportunity that it was given, even though Birds of Prey was given the opportunity based on something that shouldn't have been. Still, it did not meet expectations, and I have to give this film a D+. Couldn't get there. Even though I had no hype, I'm not even bothered by this movie being bad, except for the fact that it's annoying. Like, money, time, resources down the toilet. There's lots of party things that I could say that is good. Oh, the colors are nice. The music was good. It played some nice songs that I know. This is a film. This is a Margot Robbie-led film. Don't get it twisted. This is Warner Brothers. They know how to do this cinema game, and Margot Robbie knows how to lead a film because she is an amazing actress. So on those grounds, if this was Sony, hey, maybe it'd be a little bit better. Maybe they might get a C- out of me. Good try, Sony. You'll do it. But nah. I can't recommend you guys go watch this film, but I do recommend that if you always wanted to see Harley Quinn, like you like the trailers and you want to see the film, regardless of what I think you should go experience it for yourself. But if you're on the fence and you're like, man, and you're really into the future of the DC universe, and you're really like, yo, I want this to kill. I want this to kill. It's gonna kill. I'd skip this one. But hey, I'm all for supporting the creators, and that's where I am with that. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Put down in the comment section what you guys think. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna, and the other 9 people and the other 7 people on board the helicopter in the tragic accident. We love you. We miss you. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.